Hello, I'm Judy Stiles. Thank you for joining us this week on Newsmakers. Well, we hear the term shop locally a lot concerning businesses, and today we're focusing on a local community that's trying to emphasize their businesses and what they have to offer, Carl Junction. Joining me today from the Carl Junction Chamber, we have Garrett Terry and Gary Stubblefield. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you.
I know we've visited in the past, Gary, about your annual business expo, and it's that time of year again. Some of our viewers might be saying, well, how many years have they been doing this? So let's get a little bit of background, how this came about, what you're doing.
Well, this is the 7th year for the expo, and we're just very pleased with the fact that it's a sold-out event. It's been a sold-out event every year, and it gets bigger and it gets better every year.
So what is the goal, Garrett? I know you're the chair of the Expo Committee, Planning Committee. Your goal each year as you look at this, and what do you try to accomplish with this?
We're just trying to make an environment that promotes our local businesses and let them engage with their customer base, engage with people they may not normally get to engage with, and really get the word out and kind of showcase their business, really try to get them out there and get them some more support from the community.
Now, when you say Carl Junction, define the area you're talking about. Of course, you obviously have the city limits of Carl Junction, but what kind of region are you discussing?
We do, but this is a chamber event, and we're the Carl Junction area Chamber of Commerce. And so our service area is about a 60-mile radius. So these are actually the region's best businesses located in Carl Junction, Joplin, Neosho. But this gives you an opportunity to find all these different businesses under one roof.
So it's a chance for businesses to share as well as community members to come in and visit with the businesses.
Yes, yes, absolutely. A chance for anybody within the area that might shop at these businesses to come in and see what's available.
Okay, so you're not having to go door to door, up and down the street to find the businesses. They're all in one location.
Right.
Tying that together. Well, it's happening in March again. So tell us about the dates and what you have planned this year.
Well, it's a 2-day event again this year, and the big day that everyone knows about will be Saturday, March 3rd from 9 to 2. That's at the Carl Junction Community Center, which is at 303 North Main. Now, we're going to have 60 exhibitors, and that's a big day. We'll have over 1,000 people.
Fill up that big room there.
Oh, well, all the rooms. We take over the entire community center. And so hallways, everything.
We just cover it all.
If there's open space, you fill it. Right?
We keep trying to find a way to angle in a couple more booths, but I mean, it's full. And so that's March 2nd from 9 to 2. Admission is $2 for adults. Now, children get in free with a paid adult, and we have a reason for that, and we'll probably talk about that a little bit later. But it is a 2-day event. The evening before is our opportunity for all of our regional businesses to come and network together. So that is our business night, and there is the cost of admission on Friday night is just your business card. And we actually hold this event 1 block south of the community center at the Carl Junction Chamber offices, which are at 205 North Main. And this is a big deal. We'll have music, we've got some great food being brought in by Culver Creek Trading, great beverages. We have some very specific high-end door prizes just for that night. And this is really the place for the businesses to mingle, get to know each other in a very relaxed social setting.
Right. So, Garrett, you feel it's important for the businesses to be able to do that kind of networking as well?
Absolutely. That's one of the biggest parts of Expo that often goes overlooked. We always focus on engaging with the community, but it also gives the business community an opportunity to engage with each other because they often see each other a lot at different functions, but you don't really know what these people do. I may see you at several different events, but I don't really know exactly what your business entails. So it gives you that chance to kind of showcase that and engage with those people also.
Find people get busy running their business, they don't have a chance to get out and visit with the others. So each year I know you have a theme. So what are we looking at in 2018?
This year is a good one. Welcome to Paradise. So it's going to be a very tropical theme and lots of palm trees and we encourage our exhibitors to both decorate their booth and also dress the part. And of course they really get into it, and we've had some great themes in the past few years, but this one will be fun. And of course we have some anonymous judges that walk around on Saturday, and they pick the booth that they think best has embraced the theme, and that business wins a booth at the next year's expo. So for instance, last year Joplin Metro Credit Union, they were over the top with the sports theme that we had, and so they got their booths for free this year. Yeah.
So tell me about the process of choosing the theme. That must be fun being on the organizing committee.
We take a lot of input from some of the businesses and just our board and our general committee members. We try to come up with something that'll be fun and engaging and something that's kind of broad spectrum, but that everybody can get into and just really create kind of an atmosphere with the place.
So with the Paradise theme, you think of the tropics and palm trees, and I know you have a logo that fits it. This, if we can call the logo up so people can see it as well. But the businesses then are encouraged to tie into that theme of palm trees and the outdoors and things. Right? So that's pretty broad. You can see there for people the theme, so people can go and kind of, especially in the wintertime that we've had this year, look forward to. Let's take a break from the cold.
A little bit of an escape.
And we don't know what the weather will be that day, obviously, March 3rd in the spring, but we know inside it's going to be very tropical.
Yes.
It'll be a great place to spend your Saturday.
Great. So let's talk about the business program the night before. So, what people can expect if you're a business owner. I'm assuming you have your booth set up over there at the community center ready to go. So then you come over to the business gathering.
Yes, that's correct. You'll come on down to the chamber office. There'll just be, like Gary said, we'll have lots of good food, beverages, there'll be some door prizes, but the main thing is just getting that opportunity to really network one-on-one with the other member businesses that are going to be showcasing their businesses there at the expo, meet the people behind it, and just really get that opportunity to connect.
So it's a come and go type of event? It doesn't,
sure.
You don't have a program, they have to be at a certain time.
Right. The day of the public event, everyone is in their booths, so they're not getting to talk with the other businesses.
Right.
And we realized that's where we were really shortchanging our exhibitors. So then we created this Friday night, and last year was the first year because we'd never had our own building until we built the new building.
Right.
And it was a totally different dynamic as far as the crowd and the mood, and everyone was relaxed. It was a Friday night, the week was behind, the booth was already set up for tomorrow, and so not only were the exhibitors there, a lot of businesses came in. And of course it is open to all businesses to attend and just bring your business card. And so there was you saw a lot of cards being exchanged, a lot of deals being made, but just a lot of people looking relaxed and smiling.
It's nice to see your colleagues outside of the normal business-to-business interaction. So.
And then you're representing, of course, a bank, and of course a bank would be probably more familiar with many businesses than somebody who has a specialty where they may not get to go down the street and talk to the others.
Right. So, and this gives you that opportunity to do that.
So you don't have to be an exhibitor. You don't have to be a specific chamber member to come to the business exchange.
No, just a business.
Anybody who has a business, bring your card.
Yeah, and so it's a great opportunity for our exhibitors to meet some people. As far as other businesses, it's a great thing if you own a business to come and meet all these others. A great opportunity to network, get your own name out.
Good. So as you mentioned, tying throughout the region what you're trying to do. So that happens on Friday evening. Then Saturday morning, the doors open at what time?
9 a.m.
9 a.m. And so then everybody has their booth in place, their people in place. So for people who haven't been, I think we have some pictures from last year. If we could find some of those, trying to help people visualize. Obviously, this will be a theme from last year, but you can see the types of things.
I believe that was the superhero theme. So we all wore different superhero shirts and different things along those lines. Try to get into that.
So each booth has information, as we can see, where you can pick up brochures, information about what they do and the companies.
And most of our booths will have a fun little game or something. I talked about kids getting free. A lot of our vendors make a point of having something for the kids to do. And the reason for that is keep them engaged so that they want to have fun and they want to stay longer. Well, that gives more one-on-one time with the adults and the vendors. Now, see, that's a different room there in the community center.
So you're showing you're using all the different rooms.
It's elbow to elbow. That was the superhero theme 2 years ago, I guess. And, some of our giveaway items, for instance, S&S Computers, they always do a big giveaway item that's more focused on kids or family. And so this year they're giving away a family membership for a full year to that new wildlife museum,
over in
Natural Wonders Wildlife and
Yeah,
Aquarium. So that's their big giveaway item. Neotech always gives away a cool tech item, and this year it's an Amazon Echo. In fact, we're giving away 2 of those. And the night of the business night, there's some extra special giveaways for the business community.
So kind of door prizes for people who come in from the business community.
Yes.
But all your booths have giveaways and drawings.
So it's just a matter
raffles.
of you go by the booth and you fill out some sort of entry form.
Absolutely.
Usually. Drop a business card in a box, something along those lines. So.
So for the John Q. public, the people coming to town or coming in to visit, they have an opportunity to leave there with a lot of material.
Yes. There's all kinds of, no shortage of material, flyers, information about what businesses do. And also there's little giveaway items. People get pens and little memorabilia and things, of course, as well. So.
So promotion being a big emphasis. Then I know there are whole companies that do nothing but make promotional pins and items that people can take with them. So you find a lot of companies get creative, and especially with this kind of theme, what can we do to tie into that?
Oh, absolutely. With something like this, I mean, people, of course, you'll see drink mugs, cups, but also, maybe sandals or flip-flops, a lot of shirts, that kind of thing are often popular items.
As I saw in the pictures you had, your area of the superhero, a lot of people wearing capes and things like that. So
that was the year SNS Computers gave away about 500 capes.
Yeah, yeah.
I tell you, a lot of people come to this event.
Yeah.
So you'll have companies with the theme of the tropics kind of tying the paradise theme this year and tying that together. How long does it take to plan this? You're the chair of the committee. Is it something that once one finishes, you start the next one?
Well, once one finishes, we do start, we kind of wrap that one up, and then we kind of start right after that with kind of a debriefing just about, well, what did we like about this year's, what did work, what didn't work, and kind of talk about some of those ideas that maybe we could change for the next year or get some ideas together. But we start lightly planning it really about, pretty much as soon as the current year is completed.
Right.
And then as we get much closer to the event, we really ramp up our efforts on really getting the nuts and bolts ironed out and the things taken care of for that day.
You've traditionally had it this first part of March, so it's something on your calendar.
It's always the first Saturday in March. There's a lot of great expos. There's 4 expos in our area in the month of March. Ours is the one that kicks it off. And then each subsequent weekend, there's another great expo. So I would encourage people to go to all of them. But ours has always been the first weekend.
Do you find a lot of people from the region going to these? You mentioned 4 in March alone, and other communities have them maybe earlier in the year, that there's a lot of people who just like to travel from expo to expo when they're around.
Just as a vendor there in previous years, I can remember speaking to people that would come from areas out into Kansas. I think when somebody was there from Cherryvale one year. I mean, it spans a pretty wide reach. Of course, we get the Joplin, Webb City, Carthage, Carl Junction area, but it's a pretty broad reach.
So this is helping the businesses then extend their reach too.
Right. I mean, many of the businesses within our area, within Carl Junction, not just Carl Junction proper, but a lot of our businesses, they engage with people that are maybe across the nation or worldwide. They sell online also and make products that are taken around the nation. So there's a lot of reach there.
Now, you mentioned the computer-based type businesses. Have you seen a change in the trends of the types of businesses maybe setting up at Expo? Maybe years ago it was more the mom-and-pop store type businesses, more internet, that type of businesses? Or is there a trend that you're seeing in this type of presentation?
We see more technology-based businesses for sure. But, there's, and we've got some nationally owned chains that are maybe locally owned franchises, but a lot of it is our small business, which is, we've got Circle T Collectibles, which is also a Carl Junction auction service. He's there every year. Joplin Floor Designs is there every year, and these are small independent businesses that employ people your friends and neighbors.
So for the small business owner, it's an important way to reach out, that they may not have the budget to do the big advertising that other people
definitely.
have.
Like you said earlier, you can't really go around, knock door to door and reach that many people all in one place at one time. So it's a great opportunity for that.
It must be fun to try to, as you saw in the picture, so many different booths and settings, to set that up and decide who goes in which booth, or how do people reserve their booths, or do they have locations they prefer?
Well, we give precedence to who's been there before, and they get first option to renew. There's always some that can't come back for a reason, and usually it's almost always a scheduling conflict. And so we have a waiting list for those that want in. And so a certain part of the map, it just plugs in because that's where they've always been, and they want that
They know
spot.
that when you come in the door, they're going to be the first one on the left, right?
We have certain places that have electricity available in the building, some that's not as easy to get to. So that's a consideration for those people that need electricity in their booths. And, that's not that hard a job. It falls into place.
So you have a lot of planning for them to set up. They bring their materials in. And then you mentioned the contest you have for the businesses, kind of the best decorated, I guess, that you try to tie together.
Yes. Yeah, we really encourage all the businesses to really try to get in and really capture the theme. It makes it more fun, gives a little bit more of a relaxed atmosphere, and just a little more fun to interact with the people and really grab hold of things.
Yeah, so the overall theme, tying things together. And I also was reading at your website, it says many other surprises. So what were
You want to know what they are?
Can you tell the public what they might be? Or?
I can't tell you. They're a surprise. But there's always those surprise elements and appearances that happen between 9 a.m. and 2 p.m.
Okay.
And because we make it fun, we figure that people will stay longer, so chances are they're going to be there when a surprise happens. Now, I'll tell you something that's a nice thing that happens, not necessarily a surprise, but we take over 5 parking lots from 101 Main up to the fire department, the Eastern Star, Simpson Funeral Home, the police department, the chamber lot. We've got 5 lots that we control, but no matter where you park, we have free shuttle service.
So people don't have to walk that far.
And that is, they'll get you from the car to the expo, and when you're ready to go from the expo back, and that's courtesy of Frank Fletcher Toyota. And so that's a nice little thing, because you don't know, maybe it will be misting that day, or maybe you've just collected
your bags are full of stuff and you have to have
you may have left with so much items.
And some people don't know that, and they get there and they're really surprised that they don't have to walk 3 blocks, because that's about how far out they have to park.
So the crowds fill up those lots.
They do.
Oh, yes.
So starting at 9, you anticipate people waiting for you to open the doors many times.
Yeah, they're already
Yes,
they're
yeah.
ready.
Waiting to come in.
They're lined up. So.
They're lined up.
Now, people might be wondering, well, it's 9 to 2. Is there food? Is there, are there vendors that have food or something they can
Well,
snack
food
on
vendors,
a lot of times?
Yeah.
And then you've got some people that give out little samples. And of course, we always encourage people, if you're leaving the expo in the morning, go ahead and stop at one of our restaurants. You're already there.
Yeah,
Check out our
absolutely.
shops that are there in Carl Junction while you're there, and definitely check out the restaurants.
So this town is still open for business, even though you're having the expo. So you want those businesses to be visited as well as they're coming in throughout the area. Well, we hear a lot about chambers and promoting businesses throughout the region. You mentioned that people don't necessarily have to be based in Carl Junction, but the region and coming in. So think about the region going across the state lines as well. That you may buy a lot of people on the weekends. We see traffic coming in from Kansas and Oklahoma over to this region. So you see a lot of that as well, where people come across the state line.
Yeah, absolutely. We pull, like I said, from a large area. We've even had chamber members that were located in Kansas, so that that were members of our chamber. So we definitely pull from all around the area, really the 4-state area, I would say.
Great. Others having these events as well. Do you is there a networking with you and the others that are going to have some later in the month? Or how did yours go? What do you have planned?
Absolutely. And we all visit each other's, and I just recently was at the Joplin Expo, which was a fantastic expo. The week after ours is Carthage, and it's always a fun one. The week after that is Neosho, and I believe the week after that is Pittsburgh, Kansas. And while we all overlap in our customers and our businesses, each expo is very unique. The crowd's unique, and all the expos are fun.
So in the planning stages, and as a person representing a business, what do you enjoy the most when you're helping plan this with the other, I imagine your board consists of other business people as well.
It does. It's fun to collaborate because just everybody from the different business has a little bit of different angle of what works best for them. What necessarily works great for a bank booth doesn't always work great for the flooring store's booth, or vice versa. So it's interesting to get those point of views and see, share notes, and try to incorporate as much of that as we can so that we get a broad appeal.
And then do you, perhaps when you visit Joplin and other places down the road, say, that's a neat idea, maybe we can incorporate that into ours?
Oh, I steal every idea I can. Some of our best themes have come from others, and I think we all do that. I will say, speaking to what Garrett was just saying, we've got a diversity on our chamber board, so that we make sure that not just how the bankers are thinking, but how the retailers and the manufacturers, well, that also carries over into any committee we have, including the expo, and that keeps us on point so that we're not possibly excluding someone. We want to make sure that we've got everyone's perspective covered as far as being a member, or making sure that they feel included and welcome and represented.
Right.
And it sounds like you have a very active board, you as the chair of a committee, but the board members don't just go to meetings and talk, they are involved with this.
Our board is very active. We have a great board. All of our board members really pitch in and really they want to see our businesses succeed. I mean, whenever our businesses are doing well, our chamber does well, everybody does well. So we all want to see that success happen, and we're very active and passionate about doing what is necessary to make that happen.
And I imagine that's very reassuring to you in your position to have those board members supporting what you're doing out there as well.
Sure, and when a new member comes to us, for instance, now Garrett's got a potential new client,
Right.
As does all our other members. But for the new person that's coming in, they now have over 250 new people that are going to support them, help them, 250 more leads and referrals. And so it's all about everyone supporting each other, because when one of us grows, we all grow.
That's right. Well, this is, of course, a big event in March, and you do a lot with the Chamber throughout the year. And having also looked at your website, I know you have ongoing programs with breakfast presentations. You have a special awards banquet. So there's a calendar that's pretty full when you look at the Chamber's calendar for you.
Yes. Yes, we have a lot of events. Again, we try to give a lot of opportunities for networking, but also for recognition of those businesses and those individuals in our community that are making a difference.
And that brings up, the annual awards banquet, which comes up in April, right?
That's in April, and we're working on that right now. That's April 20th. We're working on our citywide sale, which is April 28th. We're working on our golf tournament May 4th. We're working on a big recycling event May 5th, a baseball event in June, and we've already booked all our bands for the Bluegrass Festival,
which
for
comes
September.
up in the fall. Right?
So yeah.
So, and some of those things you've mentioned that have been traditional, like the citywide sale. The people live there, they know it's coming up, how to plan for it. But if they need information, is the contact, go to the Chamber, call the Chamber?
Well, you can call the Chamber. One of your best ways is carljunctioncc.com, because that's our website. There's a great wealth of resource, and it's it operates 24/7. So you don't have to worry about someone answering your call. Right now, you can when this airs, even right now as we tape this, you can go ahead and register your sale for the citywide sale, and we've done something better with that than in years past, where we printed a hard copy map. Now, in fact, there is our website. I don't know if they have the availability to scroll down on that.
Scroll down a little
you'll
bit.
See action buttons.
Upcoming events, right?
And so those action buttons take you to upcoming events like the Expo. There's your citywide sale, different breakfasts, workshops. We'll be loading up Bluegrass Festival here pretty soon. Now we know what the bands are. And there's a calendar on the side.
So a lot of information through social media, of course, websites. You also are very active on Facebook as well as a Chamber.
We have a Facebook page, and we're trying to learn the new algorithms just as fast as everyone else is. In fact, we'll have a workshop coming up on that very soon.
We'll talk a little bit about workshops from a business perspective. In addition to the networking, the information that you can gain as a Chamber member.
There are a lot of great workshops. Our Chamber actually we do quite a few workshops. We actually just had one today that we came from just a little bit before here. So. But they're great for our business members because they're all free, and it gives you a great opportunity to be able to learn a little bit of something. And there's also some networking that goes along there in a much more close and intimate setting. So, but there's a lot of different information. Today was one specifically on the Business Expo and how to have a successful booth and have a successful presence at that.
So giving some tips for people maybe doing it for the first time or sharing information along those lines.
Give them the tools they need to succeed.
And I noticed on your information you have the coffees where you're meeting and telling people some tips, different aspects of running a business then a lot of times. Things we share with each other along those lines. So a variety of ways to get involved. What about the membership aspect? If somebody is watching and they haven't become a member, what's the process there? We said it's regional.
What I tell people to do is if you're not sure or you want to just check it out. In fact, I really would prefer that a person check us out first, make sure that we're a good fit, is come to, for instance, our first Thursday breakfast networking meeting. And so, there could be 40 to 80 people. It's a free breakfast. Come as our guest, bring a handful of business cards. We'll give you the opportunity to stand up and introduce yourself and talk about your business. And if it feels right, then this is the place for you. And that's what you want from any chamber. And one that can give you those connections you need, one that can provide you with educational programming like we do. And, I'm biased, but we're a really good chamber. And we happen to be based in Carl Junction, which is 5 minutes away. So I would encourage people to just come check us out, see how it feels. Come the night before the expo. That'll give you a good vibe on the business community and our chamber as well.
So we have a lot of members who may have multiple memberships in multiple chambers because they see the benefits of doing that.
Yes, absolutely.
And so
You should join as many chambers as you can. You
so
know.
you can spread that word. And new businesses, somebody's trying to up a new business. I know we have resources, of course, through small business development and so forth, but the chamber could offer them some resources
Yes,
as well.
yes, absolutely. A lot of information there, and can really also help link you up with other businesses that might be able to help you. So.
Great. Well, Gary, what is your overall goal of someone leaving this expo? If you run into them that afternoon as they're going out the door, what would you like to have them say? John Q. Public, someone not a business owner, just.
I learned something today, or I had fun today.
Right.
But you hope that they learn something. You've got to realize a lot of these businesses, the attendees that are coming, they don't have the chance to go visit these businesses maybe Monday through Friday 8 to 5. It just doesn't work out.
Right.
Or they don't have time to visit all these different businesses that really could help them, but they don't have time to drive from Neosho to Carthage and Joplin. Here's an opportunity on a Saturday to get them all under one roof, and your opportunity to learn about them and find out who has what you need.
And so instead of necessarily surfing the internet and trying to look up businesses, they can face-to-face talk to people and say, I'm thinking about a certain project, or I'm looking at this type of program, can you help me out?
Yes, absolutely. It gives them a great opportunity. And also to meet the people that are working at the business. You can look online, but you may not necessarily know who you're dealing with. You can see who you're supporting and who's working with you directly.
So some good face-to-face conversation.
Face-to-face, and something that people sometimes don't think of it from this angle. Yes, it's a business expo, but it's also like a job fair, because the people that are in our expo, those are the businesses that are growing, and their focus is on growth. Well, as they grow, they're going to be hiring.
Right.
So if think of this also as a great job fair to make connections with the businesses that are growing and will be hiring if they're not already hiring now.
A good pitch for students at the university, perhaps, to see what's out there for potential places to work in the future, as well as others in the community, and tying that together. So to kind of summarize for people, let's give the dates and the times again, so if they tuned in late, where they're going to go.
Okay, so the big day is Saturday, March 3rd, from 9 to 2 at the Carl Junction Community Center at 303 North Main. We'll get you to and from with the shuttle service, courtesy of Frank Fletcher Toyota. It's $2 to get in for adults. Children get in free with a paid accompanying adult. We'll give you a tote bag, and there's literally thousands of dollars worth of giveaways. Now, the night before is our business community night. That is open to any business in the 4 states to come and attend. Your admission is your business card. That will be held from 5:30 to 8 at the Carl Junction Chamber of Commerce office at 205 North Main. We've got great catered food by Culver Creek Trading, lots of beverages, and some very over-the-top door prizes.
So lots of things that benefit a lot of people in a lot of different ways.
Yes.
Tying that together. Well, I'd like to thank both of you for visiting today, sharing some information for our viewers, and looking forward to seeing how this year turns out.
Thank you, Judy.
Thank you, Judy.
You're welcome. And I'd like to thank you, the viewers, for joining us this week on Newsmakers. I'm Judy Stiles. I hope you can join me again next week at the same time on this station. We'll see you then.